Tulio, it's so good to have you here with the Flying Forms, and I'm just delighted to see you again. You sound amazing, as always.
Thank you. It's so much fun to be here, despite the situation.
I want to check in with you with this horrible pandemic going on, and I know so many concerts have been canceled. Now, you came up through the Venezuelan amazing system of El Sistema. You've traveled all over the world. You've studied all over the world. You live here in the Midwest now, I believe. Is that true?
Yeah. I live in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
And you teach at Eau Claire. How has the pandemic been treating you?
Well, actually, I'm really, I don't know, like I'm the luckiest man on earth because I am actually on sabbatical this semester.
Oh, wow.
So the end of last semester, I had to teach my students online, which was really challenging, kind of depressing at the beginning, but then we all really learned a lot of really good things with the process. And especially me, I learned how mature and how my young students can actually tackle problems like this, because I was really down and they actually came through with me very, very well. And actually I did also a couple of festivals online internationally, one in Venezuela and one in Puerto Rico. And the age of those cellists were from like 4 years old to whatever, and even the little ones were like just having fun. You know, it was a very good experience for me. It's a good learning experience for me for sure.
So you found a kind of silver lining during the pandemic in a way that your students can compete and play internationally.
Yeah. And a lot of people are doing everything they can to be as normal as possible. So some of the things I do, like I do chamber music festival. I teach in a chamber music festival in Italy, and of course that's a lot harder to do online, so we had to cancel that one. But the ones I do with private lessons, and we like the festivals that I did in Venezuela and Puerto Rico, they created other outlets for teaching, which was great. So we did conferences also, like more talking besides the teaching. So it was very, very nice. It was very nice.
What are some musical outlets you have for your own playing? What's bringing you joy during this time?
Well, I'm playing some chamber music with friends, like today. It was fantastic. But I really concentrating on my own project for my sabbatical, which is kind of complicated. There are five composers. As you know, those working with composers could take time, and it's really a great experience. But you know, it's like in a semester I have to do 5 pieces written for me, and 2 of them are not ready yet. So I'm really just concentrating a lot on that, and also doing some work at home, and you know, like not related to music, which is also fun. You know.
Will you tell us a little bit? So today you brought the baroque cello, right?
Yes, I did. This program is really quite interesting for me because the cello, I usually play, most of the time you play in this formation with flying form, I play continuo, which means that I play the same line as Tammy's playing with her left hand, and then she improvises with the right hand. And in this program, all of these pieces, the cello part is written as a second line, so it's completely separate from the continuo playing. So it's really fun.
I love listening to the counterpoint between you and Mark.
Yes.
In all of these movements of these sonatas, the imitation back and forth, it's just lovely. Like you're having a conversation up there for us.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's a little, we find this music by Platti a little quirky sometimes, but it's really beautiful. I think it's in the transition where it's leaving the Baroque and starting to get a little bit more melodic, and so you find those kind of soaring melodies for like a second, and then it comes back to the rhythmical Baroque ideas, you know, which is fun.
There are points too where I want to ask you how you create, you and Mark both, how you create that kind of really mournful sound. Some of those largos, they're just weepy. How do you, first of all, tell me how you make sound out of a Baroque cello, and just generally, for those of us who might not know, what makes it so emotional? What makes it make my body do this?
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, the music, of course, we have to grant that to the music first. And then the difference from these instruments to the modern ones is that in the modern ones you use a lot of vibrato as a means of expression. And in this music we're using, with these instruments, we have to use a lot more our bow. Our bows, it's not like in modern playing, you don't use the bow speeds and the distribution, but here you kind of have to give everything that you can do musically with the right hand, and the vibrato becomes an ornament. It's still in this music, even though it's very late. So I think that's what you're noticing, because there's a lot of open strings and a lot of air in the music. It's kind of like more like singing. I do play modern cello too. It's not that you cannot do that with a modern cello, but it's a lot different because of that, I think.
One of the things I've been enjoying, it's weird to say the word enjoying, but enjoying during this quarantine time, is listening to music online and being able to sort of dance around in my own home.
Yeah, it is fun.
Being less physically bound in listening. And I mean, it might feel silly to the audience members at home, but I really encourage you to move around.
We should encourage
listen.
everybody to dance while we're playing.
Kind of, yeah.
I actually teach I have a class sometimes, not every year, but that is called Music Appreciation, where in my university, and none of them are musicians. They're business and nursing, and one of the first things that they feel is that classical music is so restraining, and you have to be totally straight and not breathe, while you're in the concert. And as a performer, I explain to them, like, that's not true. Like, if you clap in the middle of the thing between movements, it's okay. Like, it's fine. Like, we think that then you liked it. It's not like of course the concentration becomes different, but it's part of being live. That's a good thing. If somebody starts dancing in my concerts, I will not be mad at all.
It's just amazing to watch and listen and move at the same time. This might be a good opportunity to ask those at home, if you are enjoying this concert, and I know you are. The Schubert Club is hoping to bring you more of these, and we really, really appreciate your donations to make these concerts possible. You can go to schubert.org/donate, or call a new number that we have set up, 651-292-3268. We hope that you'll applaud Tulio and Flying Forms with your donation.